Hello all my beautiful little unicorns and welcome back to my channel. And if this is the first time that you're on my channel, please allow for me to introduce myself to you. My name is Vanessa Somuayina, also known as your big sis and favorite tarot reader on the internet. And I'm also the owner and creator of the lifestyle brand BoLife. And as we do on my channel every single month of the year, we are getting into your monthly love predictions. Now this love prediction is dedicated to singles as well as those of you who are already in romantic relationships. It's all about the upcoming month of November in love for you. In order to help you figure out precisely what's coming towards you, I have prepared 4 groups that you can choose from, which I will introduce you to in just a moment's time. But before I get into your readings, I would like to thank today's sponsor for making this video possible. Hello my beautiful unicorn family, and thank you all for tuning into yet another one of my videos. So at this point, before getting straight into the video, I'd like to take a moment to thank today's sponsor. And today's video is brought to you by Foom. So while jumping off straight into the deep end may be a fun idea if there's a pool involved, but when it comes to breaking bad habits, there's a better way to approach this. And that is where our sponsor Foom comes in, who looks at challenges in a whole new way. Not everything in a bad habit is wrong. So instead of drastic, uncomfortable change, why not just remove the bad bit from your habit? And Foom is an innovative and award-winning device that helps you do just that. Instead of electronics, Foom is completely natural. I really love the high quality design and that they incorporated real wood into it. And instead of vapor, Foom uses flavored air. And instead of harmful chemicals, Foom uses all natural, delicious flavors. You get it. Instead of bad, Foom is good. It is essentially helping you to build a new habit that you are free to enjoy, and it makes replacing your bad habit that much easier. Your Foom comes with an adjustable airflow dial and is designed with movable parts and magnets for fidgeting. This gives your fingers a lot to do, which is super helpful for de-stressing and anxiety while you're breaking your bad habit. This is like ASMR to me, honestly. Foom has also released some new cores, which means new delicious fun flavors. One of them is orange vanilla, which is sweet and citrusy with a touch of classic vanilla. Also raspberry lemon, which is a full-bodied lemonade with a hint of berry. Sparkling grapefruit, which is fresh and cooling. Personally, my favorite core is the maple pepper core. I find it to be very unique and very soothing. Switching to Foom is easy, enjoyable, and even fun. So far, Foom has served over 150,000 customers worldwide and has had thousands of success stories, and there's no reason why that can't be you. Join Foom in accelerating humanity's breakup from destructive habits by picking up the Journey Pack today. Head to tryfoom.com/Vanessa or scan the QR code and use code Vanessa to get 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. That's tryfum.com and use code Vanessa to save an additional 10% off of your order today. All right, my beautiful babies of the zodiac, so now let's talk about the 4 groups that I've got prepared for you, shall we? Group number 1 corresponds to the Divine Feather Messenger Oracle deck. Group number 2 corresponds to the Shamanic Medicine Oracle deck. Group number 3 corresponds to the Goddesses, Gods, and Guardians Oracle deck. And group number 4 corresponds to the Crystals, the Stone deck. But as usual, the timestamps to all 4 groups can be found below in the description box, as well as pinned to the top of the comment section. That way you've got quick and easy access from your mobile devices, laptops, tablets, and TVs. And you guys know that as a unicorn mom, I take all of your readings and your experience super seriously, which is why all of my videos are available in 4K quality. Make sure that you turn that up to the max so you can see all of the cards and messages in great detail. Now I'll provide you with a little moment of privacy to meditate on these 4 groups. Feel free to pause the video right here if you need a little moment to make up your mind as to which group you'd like to go with. I will then be starting off with group number 1, which corresponds to the Divine Feather Messenger Oracle. So if this is the group that you chose, then simply continue watching. And for all of my other beautiful groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your November 2023 Love Life reading. I can't believe we're already going into the month of November, which is why I find it so important that you receive these messages so you can make the most of your love life up until the end of this calendar year. So first up, with this beautiful red feather that you chose and that spoke to you, we've actually got the cardinal that represents this red feather symbol. The cardinal brings you the message to stand tall and proud, see the leadership role unfolding ahead of you. So when it comes to your romantic life, don't be afraid to ask for what you want. Don't be afraid to be outspoken. And most importantly, don't be afraid to lead. Now, that doesn't mean that you're just going to be in your divine masculine. Leadership means speaking up, and it also means getting your way and leading your relationship without putting any obvious pressure or putting any kind of obvious stipulations and conditions on your situation. So I'll talk about my singles and those of you who are in a relationship. I'll start off with my singles. What this means is that when you're dating, don't be afraid to ask for what you want. Don't be afraid to also walk out of a date if you are seeing somebody and they're either not respectful or they're being very, very difficult to read, to understand, and to figure out precisely what they want out of the situation. All right, lead by showing that you are here with an intention. You don't need to say what that intention is out loud. However, you are not going to be with someone who just wants to see where things go after multiple dates already. If you're looking for stability in a relationship, go for it, and don't tolerate the people who will waste years of your life without a ring, without a commitment, and without ever moving further along in the relationship. For any of you who are already in a committed relationship, when the cardinal shows up, know that in November is a time for you to lead the relationship. So this is a month for you to plan dates. It will actually serve your relationship more than you ever expected. So group number one, take the advice from your reading and plan a date right after you have received this reading. Leave a little red rose emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you will do this, that you belong to group number one as well, because that's the only way I would know that you were here. That's if you leave the red rose emoji in the comment section. But also that you're not afraid to step into the leadership role of planning some dates and giving your partner a little bit of time to relax on that front, because I do see here that it's necessary. They're going through a lot. The Nine of Blades is indicative of the fact that your love life is definitely giving you a lot to think about. This card can look scary, but I just want you to know that the Nine of Blades can also very simply mean that you're not getting very restful sleep because you or the person with whom you're sharing a bed with is having nightmares and just overall tossing and turning a lot at night, which can of course make it pretty difficult to sleep and to relax. That's what I see in the Nine of Blades that you should already be aware of, and you can already take the necessary precautions during the month of November. You can already stock up on different lavender essential oils, on a diffuser, on different ways in which you can just create a very relaxing bedtime routine. I have really been loving teas that are for nighttime, for relaxation. Those really calm my mind and my nervous system. Next up, in the Knight of Cups reverse, I just want you to know here that November is going to keep out anyone who is playing games emotionally with you and also those surrounding you, because of course when someone is playing games with your emotions, your family, your friends, they are all affected by it when you talk to them. It all kind of rubs off on your circle. But here the Knight of Cups reverse just shows that overall, anyone who's coming into your life in November is not here for games. They're not here to lead you on. It's a pretty straightforward month when it comes to love. So believe people when they show you who they are the first time, be it good or bad. So if you are in a relationship right now, So this is a message for those of you who are in a relationship. If you're not in a relationship, then leave this message alone because it's not for you, and we'll carry on with the reading. But for those of you who are in a relationship, all right, I want you to know here that it won't be the easiest month of your relationship. And I hope that you can appreciate me pulling cards that seem negative, but it's actually not. Hear me out. Every relationship has ups and downs. The thing is, like, you will go through challenging months anyways, but you have now received the tools on what to do. Make sure your night times are scheduled in a manner that you're both relaxing and chilling by the end of the evening, so you don't fall into this pattern of nightmares and very little sleep, because then that makes you grumpy again the next day, right? So definitely already use these tips, already start implementing them, and you can altogether avoid a lot of challenges that otherwise would have made the month of November difficult to deal with your relationship. And for my singles, I want you to know the stormy weather is going to mess up some outfits, some hair, and some plans that you had for dating and for love. Maybe even some booty calls, okay? Don't risk it. The roads are going to be wet and slippery. It's going to be stormy. See here, stay chained at home, okay? Your safety comes first. A lot of us, we don't realize how much we are actually at times compromising or risking our safety for another individual by going out there and, you know, getting in the car, getting on public transit, even though it is stormy, there is bad weather, and overall there's not a very good sight. Maybe it's dark, for example, or you live in a place where the roads aren't always the safest at night and you're going out in the evenings, driving home at night. Don't risk it, because I do see here that surrounding your area, you will see a couple more accidents than usual in November, during the month of November. And we want to make sure that you are not part of that, group number one. So next time you're thinking of going on a date late at night in November, think again and try to just schedule things when it is as safe as it possibly can be. Next up, we've got Claim Your Energy. I absolutely love my Wild Muse Oracle deck, you guys. The depictions are so vibrant and beautiful. And I love that, you know, the meaning of these muses is that they're not just stereotypically beautiful, but they actually have a deeper meaning behind their beauty. So claiming your energy is all about making time for what you want. And sometimes when you feel like you're lost in love and you don't quite know what to do, what decision to make, the first thing to do is to claim your energy by doing the things that make you feel cared for. Don't wait for someone to bring you flowers or for someone to give you a day off, a spa day, or even for a partner to organize something that allows you to feel re-energized. Do it for yourself, okay? Literally, don't wait until there's anyone here to give it to you. Charge your energy by spending time near large bodies of water, so lakes or the ocean. If you can, practice some breath work, meditation, or yoga outside. If this is a familiar yoga pose for you, then of course engage in that. But overall, the main message here for your love life in November is to claim your space and your time. Nobody is entitled to your time. You don't owe anyone ish, okay? And especially if you have kids or other people that you're caring for, it is so important that you set boundaries in romantic relationships with kids and with family. Like, I remember growing up, my mom past 8 p.m. as a kid, she was like, my shift is done. And that was me time, okay? I'm not mom anymore. I am literally going to do my things now. I need to claim my energy. And what you need to do is calm down, is read, play a game, watch TV, do whatever you got to do, finish your homework. But it is bedtime, wind down time, sleepy time for you, and time for me to have time for myself. So make sure that you do this in November and that you make this a habit so you don't get burnt out, because burning out in love is a real thing. But here next up, we've got the Love is in the Air card, group number 1. This means that the month of November brings some exciting prospects in love, especially for my singles. So if you are a beautiful single unicorn, know here, love is in the air in November. You will meet a special person. One thing that I do also see here with love is in the air and the number 16, that the more you prioritize yourself and make yourself the focal point and feel yourself and have that confidence, the more you will really attract a healthy person. Because when you are an empath, a giver naturally, and you are feeling down, boy, you will attract energy vampires. But when you claim your energy, you take care of yourself, you get that evening routine and your sleep pattern down, the people that you will attract are truly people who want to continue this. They want to continue seeing you glow, and they want to continue seeing you strong. They are not just here because they can see that, oh, they've got something to gain. When you're in your full power and full strength, you attract people who are also in their full power and don't need to be energy vampires around you and with you. Now, challenges shows me here that for the month of November, there is some sort of block, some sort of fear, a fear of betrayal and getting in your head. This is a repetitive message that we've also gotten here with the 9 of Blades, right? You're getting in your head, you're overthinking, you're not quite sure, you don't want to be cheated on, you don't want to be betrayed, you don't want to push too much in a relationship, you also don't want to die alone, but you don't want to be in an unhealthy connection either. So here we've got a lot of overthinking, group number 1, and this overthinking may come from a place of childhood trauma and traumatic experiences in past relationships. So I definitely see within our challenges here that when it comes to any fears that you have, ask yourself where those are coming from, because often you can already answer those messages, you can answer those thoughts by simply thinking of your past and the experiences that you've had, and those can tell a lifetime of stories as to why you may go through some mental blockages and challenges. But it's fine, group number 1. We all have these challenges and blockages that we sometimes face, and the way to get rid of them, we've got our answer, is inspirational creation. All right, so alchemizing and using the different elements for innovation. So using the different elements, meaning every part of yourself. The element of water corresponds to emotion, the element of fire to creativity. So for example, putting strong emotions into strong creative projects, putting strong emotions into songwriting, into creating art, into continuing to evolve and grow your business, and remind yourself of who you are if you are going through a time of a little lower self-esteem than you're used to. So here with Enjoy, I want you to know that ultimately the month of November will bring a lot of joy to your love life that you possibly didn't even expect. Astrologically speaking, I can see here that when it comes to the celestial events that we are looking at, there are definitely some shifts that will leave your sign feeling more upbeat, okay? And I do want to figure out precisely which signs are the most favored during the month of November when it comes to their love life. All right, so for one, we've got Aries. I'm just using my astro dice, you guys. I hope I'm not moving too quickly. Sometimes in these readings, I'm just prompted to take action very quickly, and so I do so, right? I listen. So let's see what else Spirit has. Okay, this was outside of the video frame, but we also have Gemini being a very fortunate sign in love during the month of November. And let's roll our final little astro dice. Okay, so we've got Gemini again, so double Gemini energy. So strong Gemini placements are highly favored during the month of November. And of course also this Aries, this fiery Aries energy that we've got here. Gemini is also an air sign, which speaks of your mental realm and how you're doing on an internal level. So the overthinking part is very Gemini-like. If you're a Gemini or you've got a Gemini in your life, then you will completely understand the overthinking and the kind of mental exercises that come with this air sign that is very fun, a great storyteller, very witty, but in a way also sometimes hard to keep up with. Next up, we have the Page of Wands for you. So here within the Page of Wands, there are good news that are coming for you during the month of November. Good news in the form of a letter and a phone call that will bring you joy and that will also bring you love. So no more just texting. This month is about phone calls and very adult communication, very direct and clear communication and love, okay? And strong enthusiasm towards you too. And then we've also got the ant here and the message of collaborating. The thing with collaboration is for my singles, November will bring you an opportunity to collaborate with someone that is romantically interested in you. So someone who has a crush on you at work or just overall, like someone you're collaborating with that finds you interesting to be with, romantically speaking. And for you who are in a relationship, collaboration is something to do with your partner, but also be wary that out here there are people at their work that are interested in them. There are people at their work that see that, okay, they are a good catch. So you need to be aware of this. It's not that you should become like this jealous person or be controlling, but it's just be aware of who they're collaborating with, keep an eye on it, and also make your presence known. Not in an overbearing kind of way, but you know what I mean. Like group number one, make sure that their lock screen is still a photo of you and them, that their WhatsApp profile photo is kind of in alignment with what you two discussed in your relationship, that they're coming home on time. If there is like a work engagement, that you show up there. If there's like a work get together, that you are there. If spouses and partners are invited, of course, like don't make it awkward, but just make it clear you're a solid partner that's there, especially with like Christmas dinners and things like that coming up. Anyone in which you are invited to and it's not awkward, show up. I see here within the Queen of Cups that the thing here is that love in November needs your emotional maturity. It needs the loving, feminine warmth that you provide in order for there to be romance. And you bring a lot of value to any romantic relationship through the fact that you are beautiful inside and out, and you have a kind of psychic knack and ability, group number one. So it is important that you don't forget this and that you don't start settling the routines that you've had so far in your love life, but you try something new, something completely different that intuitively also feels right in love. That could be dating a new type of person. It could be, of course, if in the past you wouldn't bother too much to take a lot of photos with your partner or with people that you're dating, start taking photos and, you know, editing them, putting them together, making nice little collages and like little memory things with your person that they can show off, that they can keep, that shows that you care about the relationship, and just overall gives your relationship this very solid kind of vibe to it. And there's also going to be no excuse for them to make sure that everywhere it's very clear that they are taken. Okay, for those of you who are in a relationship, this will apply, but also for my singles, it shouldn't be too long after meeting you that it is clearly somehow made visible to the public that your partner is in a relationship, because they're either talking about you a lot and excited about you, and in connectivity to that, also posting you, also putting things up that shows, okay, you exist. So that's what I see here within November. Now, group one, this is the reading that I received for you. As mentioned, don't forget to leave that rose emoji below in the comment section. The red rose that I mentioned relatively early in this reading to let me and others know that you were here. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe to never miss an upcoming prediction. And of course, all of the links to my Patreon and my online store where I've got high quality crystals that are naturally sourced, crystal jewelry, and I also have a home section that's coming soon. It may already be up by the time I post this video, I'm not yet sure, but you guys look out for it. All these resources can be found below in the description box, so make sure you check them out. Now, group one, thank you for spending this divine time and space with me. I'm sending you so much love. Your November horoscopes are up next, and I can't wait to catch you in that upcoming prediction. Hello, group number two, and welcome to your November love life predictions. You chose the Shamanic Medicine Oracle deck in order to help guide you. And I just want to say right off the bat, take the messages that serve you. If anything doesn't resonate, leave it behind, group number two, because I am going to be going into some really spooky detail. Okay, so get prepared for this very intricate November love prediction. This is for singles and those of you who are in a romantic relationship, and I will be letting you know which segments are for either situation that you may find yourself in. So let's channel these messages, shall we? So first and foremost, we've got the medicine wheel. Continue taking your medicines, group number two. That's what the medicine wheel stands for. I don't know why it's not zooming in on this card. It's just kind of not focusing. Can you see that? That is agitating. Can we fix it, or do we need to stop the recording and come back? We may have to do a little interruption here, turn the camera off and on again, and I'll be right back with you. All right, you guys, we are back. So as mentioned previously here with the medicine wheel, this is calling you out immediately for the month of November, not only for the health of your love life, but also yourself, all right? Take those supplements, your vitamin B12s, your vitamin D, your iron, you get the gist, all right? If you have been kind of lazy on that, this is the precise message you need to hear, because in order to have a kick-ass love life, you of course need to be feeling good yourself. You need to be on track with your own physical health, because if you're not doing well, how can you provide anything when it comes to love? So of course here in the medicine wheel, focus on that. And if you're feeling kind of tired and lethargic, make sure that you make an appointment just to get your blood drawn and checked out for any kind of stats that may be a little lower, because the thing here with the medicine wheel is that it speaks of continuation. How you treat yourself in November will be continued from then on out until the next couple months at least. So this is truly about creating a wheel or a pattern that is healthy. If you're feeling something, get it checked out so that it doesn't affect your life or just overall your mood too much or for an unnecessarily long amount of time. And also, if you've been sleeping on staying properly hydrated and taking those supplements, you know precisely why you're being called out. Next up, we've got the birds. So I see that there is definitely this feeling of freedom when it comes to love. Like you've got lots of different options to pick from, and it's up to you who you soar towards. It's up to you kind of how far you go with people. And when it comes to those of you who are already in committed relationships, I want you to know that November, you will have a lot of time to yourself, okay? You will not be spending as much time with your significant other as you usually do, which gives you a lot of freedom, which can be a good thing. And of course, also, if there are other birds around or other people around, I just also always want to point out that it is important that you keep to yourself and make it very clear that you are in a relationship and that your partner does the same, okay? Just on a little side note. And for my singles, as mentioned, there is freedom of options here, but also people who want freedom, okay? People around you who are also single and interested, however, they don't want to settle down. Like might even say, and somewhere in their minds believe that they're ready for something real, but then when you look at their actions or how they take things in dating, you will realize that they're still a little too attached to what they feel is freedom to actually be in a committed connection with you. Next up, we've got the crystals. So anything that happens in November in love is going to be extremely amplified, okay? So anything that makes you feel amazing will feel that much better in November than it did any previous month. And not to be too TMI, but that goes especially for things like being intimate, like lovemaking, like kissing. Everything like that is going to be super intensified for my singles who want to explore with another person. Don't judge yourself for it, okay? As long as it's consensual and you're into it, you should really enjoy this time in your life. And for all of my beautiful souls who are in a committed relationship, just know that it's going to be like a reconfiguration of the spark, especially if you've been with someone for a while and you feel like it's been lost, or just overall things haven't been as exciting or passionate or spicy. I just want you to know that November will amplify any kind of attraction that you had at the beginning and boost it back to a place where things kind of feel brand new. So I want to move a little more deeply into your reading, group number 2, so we can figure out more details about your love life in November. Okay, I see that you're taking off any masks and also just doing what's natural in front of your partner. Like, for example, if you are walking on eggshells a little bit because you are still in the kind of getting to know each other phase and you haven't properly like worn your comfy sweats in front of them, you haven't done your skincare or just had your little rituals that you do every now and then to make you comfortable. Also, if you're someone who has IBS, so irritable bowel syndrome, or just overall, bathroom situations can be like a little bit anxiety inducing for you. I just want you to know that here in November, you'll finally get over that hurdle of feeling embarrassed or getting to know the other person and just embracing your humanity, because all of these things are completely normal human experiences, and there's no reason for you to feel uncomfortable, for you to feel embarrassed in any kind of way, and for you to not just be authentic, to also say to them, hey, I need a little bit of time to myself to take care of myself, or to just embrace how you feel the most comfortable physically in front of another person. But of course, this is something that takes a little bit of courage and usually a little bit of time, but shouldn't take too long, group number 2, because you're just then procrastinating the inevitable, right? I do see here within Know Your Worth that you give a lot less F's than you used to in the past when it comes to embracing sides of yourself that you don't show everyone. You understand that anyone who's with you should see this as a huge privilege and as a huge win that they can even have you in their lives. You don't feel as though you should be apologetic for being authentic, which is awesome. And it is just a huge step up from how you used to be, or how you used to feel around people that you were romantically interested in. Because overall, there's just this kind of sense in you of being completely shameless, and I don't mean that negatively, I mean that in the most positive way possible, because you don't let anything get between you and the person that you want to show to the world and others. And also the part of you that is private, that the entire world doesn't get to see. You understand that everyone has a side that is private, that no one else gets to see, and that is to be cherished, and it's a privilege to be around that. So the Badger shows us just that. You will reveal more parts of yourself in love. And revealing could also mean revealing physically, okay? Taking off clothes, being more romantic with someone, taking down your guard emotionally, being more intimate with someone by sharing some of your life experiences and your insecurities and your traumas, okay? And the same will come towards you. Someone is going to be very upfront and honest with all of this. This is a message both for my singles as well as those of you who are in committed relationships. More authenticity, more honesty, that is going to be amplified in November. So don't even be surprised if someone tells you that they have an addiction of some sorts, or they were struggling with an addiction prior to being with you, prior to settling down with you. So this could be something like, for example, an ED. It could be something that has to do with gambling or even alcohol. Just overall, I want you to know that there will be a lot of revealing, a lot of vulnerability, but it's important because that way you can also already know what you're dealing with, who you're dealing with, and see any telltale signs if this is ever something that comes up again, if this is ever something that you feel, oh, I want to be a little more careful with. So November is really a month of truth, but also kindness. I see zero judgment from you. I see that because you have struggled with your own bits and bobs emotionally, spiritually, of getting confidence and overcoming some blockages, even things such as low self-esteem and feeling depressed. There's a reason why we've got the Know Your Worth card, and feeling kind of trapped, right? A lack of freedom, just having come from where you begun to evolving into the person you are right now. Group number 2, as you're receiving this reading, is something to be so proud of. And because you've been through the trials and tribulations and even bullying from others and a phase of being put down, I can see that you would never want that for another person. You know your worth, but you're also someone who is really, really kind when another individual reveals to you their weaknesses and their worries. And just to celebrate this part of yourself and to claim group 2 and that you've made it to this part of the reading, make sure that you leave a little money bag emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, and to kind of claim and manifest the Know Your Worth message. So let's move a little more deeply into your reading, group number 2, shall we? I'm excited to add more cards into the mix. So next up, we've got the Hanged Man reverse. So we're moving on again. If you are single, I just want you to know here that what this card in reverse represents is that you are moving on from what you were used to. You're moving on from being stagnant and complacent, and overall you've seen the world from lots of different perspectives, and you just know now is the time for you to try out something new. That's one thing that I can see here for you. Furthermore, with the Hanged Man in reverse, I want you to know that you are in a place where you're also reevaluating whether material things are really that important to you, because I see that you've just got other needs that you're learning are bigger than the material plane or anything that someone could potentially do for you. I can see that you have experienced a lot of dissatisfaction in your life when clinging on to anything that has to do with soul material gain. And I also see here that not feeling like you were true to yourself is a huge reason why being authentic is now so important, and why also in any relationship you will just say what you want, what you will not accept. You're going to be very upfront, very direct, almost a little too quick to tell people off when they're behaving in a way that you know is not even bare minimum, and you're not afraid to call that out. And it doesn't matter whether you're single or in a committed relationship, you are just done being stagnant and complacent, and also feeling as though there's nothing that you can do to make the situation better. You don't want to have the sole responsibility of creating a healthy, stable dynamic and relationship. You don't want to be the only one consuming relationship content and books and articles and suggesting therapy, for example, or just overall building a healthy relationship. You are definitely the kind of person who needs the other individual to engage, or sooner rather than later, you will leave. So here within the sun reversed, actually, I'm not surprised if there will be some breakups for my group number twos during the month of November. Okay, for those of you who are feeling kind of unhappy to the point where you've kind of tried everything, but you just know it's not working, or you picture your future and you know this is not what you desire for the next 50 years. If that's how you feel about your love life right now, group number two, as you're tuned into this reading, and you think about love, you think about the options that you've got, the people, the different kind of relationships that you've had in the past, the one that you're possibly currently entertaining or thinking of entertaining, and you just see that something is just not how it's supposed to be. That is where you're being very, very real with yourself, and honestly not allowing for anyone to talk you into staying if you don't feel as though there's actually going to be a change, because that happens very rarely. Next up, we've got the white-tailed deer, is what I meant to say. These are so cute. I feel like we have these in the little forest near where I live. I see them sometimes. So the white-tailed deer communicates the message of pausing, assessing, and then acting. And that's precisely the little routine, the little route of action that you're taking in November. You will pause, evaluate your situation and your love life and your options. You will assess what is healthiest, what will allow you to really display and know your worth the most, and then act on it. Whether that means being by yourself, whether that means actually putting your foot down in a situation and not ever accepting crumbs again, but making sure that you put your happiness first. Know in the zigzag spider that you understand that you have to connect all of the dots. You cannot let your happiness and your self-worth be optional in love and in relationships. And with the zigzag spider, also understanding here that everything is connected, it shows that if your love life is really stressing you out or just not fulfilling you, you understand that that connects to various other areas in your life as well. You won't perform as well at work. Even just getting up may become difficult because you're feeling lethargic, you're feeling anxious, you're feeling like you've got no energy. So the zigzag spider definitely shows us here that the importance of the interconnectedness of the relationships and the different energetic frequencies you entertain from other people in your life is becoming clearer to you, because you're a very sensitive, empathetic person, so you feel everything that another person in the same room feels or emotionally expresses. So you got to be really wise when it comes to who you settle down with and not settle for, because you want to make sure that that is someone where you feel like for the next 50 years you will actually really enjoy your life and your existence, and it won't be a dread or end up removing confidence from your jar, if you will, to fill another person's jar with confidence, and yours just, becoming emptier and emptier over time. So being very careful and remembering that the choices that you make in love are actually a big deal, and it's okay for you to also choose to end things after a while. It is okay for you to also see that something isn't working, especially once you've been authentic. If you feel less respected and less loved, then you've got to know your worth, pack your bags, get up and go, because there are more than enough individuals out here who would be completely over the moon to even know you. So group number 2, this is the reading that I've received for you, and I truly hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you also left that money bag emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here and that you received your reading for November. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to never miss an upcoming monthly love prediction. You guys know I upload those every single month, as well as each zodiac sign's horoscope. So make sure that you stay tuned for all of those by subscribing. And group 2, I can't wait to catch up with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your November love life predictions. I hope that you are doing amazingly well. You chose the Goddesses, Gods, and Guardians Oracle cards, and we'll get straight into it. Right off the bat, I just want to reiterate to you to take whatever messages resonate, and if you feel like something doesn't resonate, just let it be, okay? This reading is going to be super detailed, super down to like nitty gritty little symbols that you maybe haven't noticed, but this reading is going to make everything clear about what's coming up for you in November when it comes to love. All right, first up we have Nemetona. So I see here within Nemetona that there's going to be some sort of safe space. So if you felt kind of unsafe when it comes to love, that means not being sure either how someone feels about you or how it's going to carry on in a relationship that's in your life. Know here that that will be solved one way or another. And a safe space could be either a safe space with just yourself. So if you don't feel safe with someone, breaking up with them because you just don't feel emotionally safe, physically safe, psychologically safe and held, but maybe also just getting the clarity that you need from someone to feel safe. It can go either way. We'll get into more details further down the line here within your reading because this is just the first card. So just know November will bring a feeling of safety, a feeling of being able to take a big inhale and just feel like you have arrived somewhere where you can finally take your foot off the gas, where you can finally stop wondering what's even going on in your love life. And that is so therapeutic. I'm so excited for you, group number 3, because it's just overall something that can also help you with chronic fatigue syndrome, because a lot of us don't even realize that we are chronically fatigued from dealing with really draining and exhausting love lives and the pressure that comes with it. Like the older you get, you know how it is with society's pressure, with family pressures, and so on. Next up, we've got Hod. So the truth is going to be told. Group number 3, I hate to call you out like this, but if you are in a situationship or even a committed relationship that's not working, the month of November is the month of just telling the truth and just being like, listen, this ain't it. Like, it's not going to work like this. And also not being afraid to just say what it is that you desire, what you will tolerate, what you won't tolerate, and then seeing if the person can live up to it. And if not, standing on your word of not being here for a space that doesn't feel safe, okay? The month of November is all about creating emotional comfort and safety in love. Furthermore, in Hod as well as Nemetona, I just want you to know here we've got telling the truth, which creates a safe space. So the likelihood of someone confessing how they feel to you is extremely high, okay? Someone telling the truth and then you feeling safe and seen because you know what's going on. You can tell that they care about how they make you feel and just how you feel in general in this connection. And again, that allows for a feeling of calm and safety. So truth-telling, confessions, and even love notes, love letters, and someone being upfront and saying the 3 words, right? The I love you to you is one thing that I can see here within your reading, group number 3. Next, we've got Artemis. So this will take a very brave spirit to do so. It won't be easy, but at the same time, like, hey, it needs to be done, right? You can't wait forever. I also see here with Artemis that making the first move is for all of you who have someone in their life that they're interested in. For whatever reason, you haven't made the first move, but it's time for you to tell the truth, okay? It's time for you to text them, to email them, to call them. However you can get in contact with this person, do it. Be brave. You're not going to be rejected. I see here that for all of you, group number 3, who are going to be reaching out to someone that you're interested in romantically and you'll be making the first move, there will be a positive outcome, okay? There will be this safe space for you to say how you feel and what you want out of the connection, where you would like for things to go, and you will be understood. and feelings will be reciprocated. That's what I can see here. We also have this crescent moon symbol. So during the time of the crescent moon, you will find that your love life is making you feel really brave and like, okay, this is when I want to send that text, that email, this is when I want to reach out. That's when you'll feel the bravest. So group 3, to make sure that everyone who is in group 3 knows that you also selected group number 3, and just to let me know that you're enjoying the reading and you're still here, leave a little crescent moon emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you selected group 3 and that you're still with all of us. So next up, group number 3, we've got create and progress. The month of November brings a lot of creative input coming from love. So for example, writing songs on love and heartache and heartbreak. It doesn't even have to be from like current heartbreak, just overall feeling inspired from all of the experiences that you have gathered through your romantic situations and relationships, and actually putting that into your art, actually processing that through art, through creating, progressing in your creations, and overall just putting those emotions into something that can be beautiful and meaningful for others. I, for example, really like to write poetry and also songs that are based on my feelings, my experiences, what I've been through, and it really helps me not only to process it, but also to just remind myself of the fact that everything that I thought at the time I wouldn't survive, I wouldn't get through, and was so painful romantically, whether it be a breakup, a betrayal, just heartache in general, finding that someone doesn't value you, it all passes by, okay? These are situations that won't last forever. Everything comes and goes, especially when it comes to love. Remind yourself that there's really no reason to ever feel unhappy romantically, unless you're really stuck in something that is physically like dangerous. I don't want to speak on that, but just overall, for the majority of us, endless serendipity is really all we should be cool with, because life is so short and there are so many people who would literally die to be in your life, who would literally die to have the opportunity to be around you, romantically speaking. So make sure that anything that isn't in alignment with endless serendipity and these fireworks, that you just kind of remind yourself it doesn't need to be. There are 8 billion people in this world. There are a ton of fish in the sea. Go for the ones that actually want to be part of your experience. And furthermore, also in endless serendipity, watching fireworks with someone during the month of November, either planned or unplanned. One thing I'm getting for those of you who are in a committed relationship here with endless serendipity is that there will be this firework experience and possibly a proposal experience too, because this is a very exciting time here. And connecting that to Hod and telling the truth, as well as our safe space and brave spirit, someone will have to be very brave to tell the truth about what they want from the connection with you, and that they want a forever romance. And here with the safe space, you will be able to create that with them by agreeing, by saying yes, and then comes the moving out process for all of you who are in relationships that you want to take to the next level. The moving out, moving in together process, the decluttering, the getting rid of the things that you don't need anymore, and just creating space for each other, and just the most important things for both of you in the relationship. For those of you who are in a connection for a while, I just want you to know here that decluttering may also bring up some old things that you didn't remember you had, even like little tokens, little gifts that you got from exes. And it's best for you to declutter those, get rid of them, and don't even keep them around. I see that that's just bad energy for you to have in your space. For my singles, also decluttering anything you got from exes, that's a strong message and insight that I'm getting here for you. And for some reason, I also feel really compelled to add some letters into your reading. You guys, of course, I'm repping my Bow Life Velvet pouch as always. So let's see what we are intuitively receiving. We've got R, we've got E, and we've got C. Okay, wreck it. Wreck the things that you no longer need, that are just from past connections and relationships bringing bad energy into your space. We also have the letter F. And what else do we have here? We've got I, as well as E again. Cool. So one thing that I'm seeing here is that we have fierce, okay? Be fierce. That's what Spirit is trying to say to you right now. Be fierce, be unafraid, be unapologetic. It's very clear that November will bring out a very to the point, fierce, fiery energy out of you, like fire sign energy. All right, that means Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius energy. And in decluttering, be fierce, get rid of more things than you maybe usually would, especially if you're someone who gets emotionally attached to things. And know here in the zigzag spider, everything is connected. You may think, well, it's just like an old keepsake or memory or gift that's in my attic or in my cellar or somewhere in a drawer that I never open anyways, but energetically it's still there and everything is connected. And it is a time in November to really protect your space and your love fiercely. The blue damselfly shows us to commune with nature, and I'm even getting this notion that in connectivity to being fierce, decluttering, getting rid of old-ish you no longer need, and connecting with nature, burn it outside. Create some sort of fire pit or even like a little campfire and take some things to burn. Take some old letters, notes, photos, things like that, so you can just also energetically and spiritually break that soul tie, break that connection, and leave it in the past. Because I do see here that what's happening next in love with you is monumental. It is important. It is like a connection, a forever connection that's solidifying, that's coming together, and nothing else will matter. And you're embarking on this decade-long journey with another individual. So it is important that you just kind of free your space of any other unwanted, stagnant, stale energies. Now, the majestic eminence shows us here that exuding divine feminine energy is all about knowing your worth and also not settling, okay? Not taking someone's BS just because you think that's feminine or that's soft. That's actually being a pushover. And how has that served you in the past, group number 3? Not to call you out or to be that big sis, but you guys know that I'm always going to be real and honest and very, very upfront with you. The thing now in the month of November is to say precisely what you want and to also call out other people on their bluff. And this is especially true for all of my ladies who are into boys who are watching this video, or boys who are into boys. Boys often bluff, okay? They often kind of make you go back on your word. So if there's something that you desire or really don't want, stand on it, okay? If you say that you want something in a relationship and otherwise it's not going to work for you, stand on it, even if that means that you have got to leave the connection eventually, because you know what you need in the long term to make you happy. No one else knows that, and no one else will feel and have to deal with the misery should you not be happy for the rest of a relationship. So it is important here to also remind yourself you've got some star family around you. So the galactic guidance card just shows that there are people around you, attractive people around you, all right, who seem almost like you are both from different planets, both from a different part of the universe, and somehow you found together. So this could be biological family or just friends of yours that you have, friends who take good care of themselves, who just are very humble, caring, intuitive, and empathetic. Talk to them about what you're going through as well, and they will want you to embrace your fierceness. Trust me, the month of November is really all about being fearless, being fierce, and decluttering the old in love, because it is just kind of getting in the way of the new unnecessarily, and we don't need that. Group number 3. So group 3, I hope that you have enjoyed this reading and that you left your crescent moon emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here and that you received your reading for November. Furthermore, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I have very fun upcoming video topics that I can't wait to share with you guys. And also, you guys know that I never miss my monthly predictions. So if you want monthly horoscopes based on your zodiac sign to be as prepared as you can be for the upcoming calendar months, and to figure out what your love life holds in stock and what the vibes are every single month of the year, make sure that you stay subscribed and turn on those notifications to never miss any of these predictions. Now, group 3, thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading about your love life during the month of November. So if you've been wondering what's going on in love for you in November, this is the perfect video on the internet for you. You chose the Crystals, the Stone deck, which actually depicts a gorgeous opal crystal. So let's get right into your reading, shall we? Now, group number 4, the opal is a well-hydrated amorphous mineraloid, and precious opals are lusted after for their rainbow sparkle, aka diffraction. As you can see here, the sparkle that an opal brings is just unmatched by any other crystal. And this is a crystal that you should be using when you have something that needs to get moving, a project, a relationship, or an energetic block. And it is a crystal that helps you to feel all your feels, which may be precisely why you felt drawn to it. So I will move the Crystals, the Stone deck right up top here so we can continue on with our opal energy and build your reading from here on out, shall we? So let's get into it. I'll be first using my Below the Surface Oracle deck, and then we'll delve more deeply into your prediction with various other tarot and oracle decks. As you guys know, I love to mix it up. So let's see what's coming towards you in love. We've got the Titan Triggerfish, your bold side. Make the first move. You will be making the first move in love in November. If you're single, you know what that means. Reaching out to someone else first, texting them, email them, literally writing them a letter, DMing them, whatever it may be, you are making that first move. And it doesn't always have to mean that you're being like thirsty or that it's obvious you're making the first move. Remember, group number 4, in history, women would make this move, but it wouldn't seem as though they have chosen their person, even though they did. Let me give you a little story. Like, for example, if a woman would accidentally drop her handkerchief, and as she's walking by a man, he notices this, he picks it up, and then they get into a conversation, but he thinks it was accidental. Meanwhile, she already scoped him out. She already chose him. She already saw that this is the man I want to talk to. So she boldly drops her handkerchief without it actually being bold or masculine. Just to give you an example of if you do not feel comfortable being too bold, this is how you can embrace your bold side and make the first move without actually obviously making the first move or creating that kind of relationship dynamic. For those of you who are taken and in a romantic relationship, what this means is planning dates, planning romantic getaways, planning romance in general. You being the one making the first move to keep the relationship fun and spicy and going and healthy, communicating, talking with your person. The most important thing I would say when it comes to romantic relationships to last for a long time is communication, is all of the things that you want to leave unsaid. but you know you need to communicate it in order for anything to stand a chance in the future. And also just understanding that it's okay to be worried about being bold and making the first move when it comes to even like romantic times. You know what I mean? Like if your partner usually does it, switch it up in November for the health of your love life. I see here in the flying Gurnard that your emotions are running high, and it is important for all of you who are dealing with a combative relationship or a relationship where you're arguing a lot, ask yourself if it's worth it. Is it really worth your time and energy? If you're like in your young, best egg making years, if you know what I mean, ask yourself, is this really what I want? Because trust me, it doesn't get better with time if it already starts off super, super challenging. I mean, it's very rare that it does, and in this day and age, unfortunately, it seems that emotional intelligence is becoming more of a rarity amongst certain groups of people. Not going to say what kind of groups of people, but if you are a straight woman, I think you know what I'm talking about. So here within the Flying Gurnard, just remind yourself that it's always important to ask yourself if you're sacrificing too much for love. And if you feel like you are, take a step back, because it's never worth sacrificing yourself, your health, your creativity, or your mental well-being for another person. It shouldn't cost you that. The price is too high and the person isn't right if they're okay with you sacrificing any of that. Next up, we've got the Seven of Crystals reversed. So rather than feeling like the odds are stacked against you, November actually makes you feel as though things are flowing more easily, more simply for you. So the Seven of Crystals reverse actually is a card of no longer finding that it's difficult to put yourself out there, but things are just coming towards you effortlessly, seamlessly. It's like manifestation happens very seamlessly in November when it comes to love. And overall, the more you just ask yourself, even during a first date, if it's worth your time, and then you're bold enough to even get up and leave a first date if you feel like it's not worth your time, the more you will attract situations into your life that you feel aren't so strugglesome, where you feel like, okay, I'm not constantly wondering if it's worth my time. I just know it is, and I can just enjoy. The Three of Cups, I like to call this card the party card because it shows having a good time, celebrating, just overall being in good spirits. So definitely know here that you're going out in November. And why this is showing up in a love reading is because going out is of importance in love in November. It will make your relationship have a different kind of flair to it. If you're in a committed relationship, know that going out is maybe just what you needed to turn up the excitement, okay? Just what you needed in order for you to miss each other. So I see that you're going out solo because you're being bold. You'll be wearing something that you feel very confident and good in. And furthermore, the Three of Cups here just also shows me in connectivity to your situation that singles going out means you're having a great time. You seem to be bold. You will, in a not obvious way, make the first move. And overall, you will meet someone going out who is just super attracted to your aura and your vibe. So the Three of Cups shows us a good time in November. So you're here for a good time, not a long time. Next up, in the Sun reverse, understand that a big part of November is also going to be you battling some seasonal depression, okay? If that's something that you really have had in the past in November, that there are just days where you feel really down and out, you just feel exceptionally tired, exceptionally like irritable. This year is not going to be any different, and I hope you can appreciate my directness and my honesty when it comes to this, that yeah, there is such a thing as seasonal depression, and you may have to deal with some heavy feelings and emotions in November, and it's probably best that you take a little bit of time away from the world in order to decompress. Maybe get something like a massage, some sort of energy healing session. go to a yoga class or a Pilates class, something that makes you feel realigned with yourself and your surroundings. Group number 3, if you made it to this point of the reading, don't forget to leave a sun emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you're here, that you received this message, and that you're going to take this seriously and take good care of yourself during the month of November when it comes to your well-being on an internal level. Yes, prioritizing reflection. November is not just about other people and love and being out and partying. It's also a month where you're going to start to ask yourself what you want for the upcoming months and years, romantically speaking. It is like a huge epiphany month. It's a huge aha moment that you will experience. And I see here within the fighting spirit card that just turned itself right side up as I was shuffling the Wild Muse Oracle deck, that you know that you don't need to settle, and it is worth fighting for what you desire out of love. You don't need to settle. You don't need to let anyone make you feel like what you want is too much. Group number 4, because of course the wrong person will always make you feel like something is too much, even though it is completely doable, even though there's another person who will say to you, oh, is that all? Because I can give you even more than what you asked for. So I definitely see here that you are reflecting on the amount of times that you weren't asking for too much, but you were just asking the wrong person. All right, group number 4. So I intuitively feel called to just allow Spirit to talk very clearly through letters with us. So I will intuitively pick out the letters for you. So we've got E as well as A, and we've got more letters just here in the pouch. We've got Z as well as another E. Easy. The month of November is in a way going to be easy when it comes to love. It's going to be ease. I know it's not spelt correctly, but you know how we do things over here. All right, it is intuitive, and you know what, we're not judging. We'll take the messages as they come. So we've got ease to you. All right, so the month of November, we just received this, is going to be an ease to you. While there will be, of course, as every month has, some ups, some downs, some challenges, some easy times, overall, November is going to be an ease to you. Especially romantically speaking, things are going to be clearer than ever. You will be bold, you will fight for what you deserve and you desire, and you will take inventory of your emotions. If you're, for example, always crying or unhappy about another person, just know here within the Orca, you're diving under the surface, you're going under the hood, you're figuring out why, you're prioritizing your reflection, and then you're taking action. Whatever that action looks like, you've got to do what's best for you. It's time to stop allowing yourself to think too much about others and how they will be affected. Okay, we've got 2 cards here actually. First, we've got the 5-line skink, which is about delighting in daring. So for the first time, actually being a little excited about what will happen if you, for example, leave a relationship or situationship, if you put yourself out there again. And the spotted skunk shows that this is because you are all about standing up for yourself, and you know that the right person, the kind of person you want to be with in the long term, is going to want you to stand up for yourself. They're going to want you to set boundaries, to say what you want to accept, what you don't desire, what you're sick of, and what you will put up with. And you know that they're going to respect you for that. So you're in a way excited to get rid of anyone who just doesn't really fit in your life, romantically speaking, so you can make space for the ones who do fit, for the ones who love when you stand up for yourself and you say what it is that you want out of love. Now, group number 4, this is the reading that I received for you, and I hope you enjoyed it and that you left that sun emoji below to let me and others know that you were here and that you received your reading. I would like to thank you for spending this divine time and space with me. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to never miss another one of these readings. And I also have some really fun upcoming content in the pipeline for you guys. So group 4, know that I'm sending you so much love, so many hugs, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings.